Welcome to the book sales page where myself, Angela, and Bradley will talk about book sales page and what it should look like and how you can use it to get more book sales.
Great. Hi, Angela. Hi, everybody. Today, we're going to just start at the New York Times bestseller list. We're just going to pick an ebook fiction. We're kind of picking an ebook one today because we're trying to get away just from traditional. In our experience in the traditional published books, they didn't necessarily have the best book sales pages, which is kind of a whole different topic in itself, why they don't. And the answer is kind of because they have publishers. And non-traditional book sellers, so authors, might need more help selling their books, which is where a book sales page comes in. So I just went through, I was looking for something I didn't recognize, basically, going through this list, and I found this like very romance looking, cool looking guy and girl on the cover. And I figured, and romance sells so well, I thought, let's go see what Lexi Blake, which I bet is not her real name. Let's go see what Lexi Blake can do with her book sales page.
All right, let's check it out.
So I did a Google search, and just to back up on the Google search, which is always also interesting, is we get first, I did the title and then the author. I get Goodreads, and then I get whatever this is, novels2u.com. Okay, and then I get submission is not enough. So not bad. She's at number 3 with her book sales page.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. That's really good. She's done a lot with her search engine optimization to make that happen.
That's right. That's right. Because it could have been the Amazon list. It could have been other bookstores or wherever she's got her book going. Yeah, so not bad.
Cool. Well, kind of the first thing that strikes me right here is that she's a New York Times bestselling author. So that says a lot for her and her reputation. And then the second thing is that she has big, beautiful book cover right there. Great.
Yeah, that really, it does look professionally designed. Yeah, it's a nice photo. I mean, it could be stock photo, probably stock photo, but it's got the whole green thing. And green in her site as well. I wonder if that's a theme for her.
Yeah, she did well with the matching her branding. That looks great.
Yeah. Oh, you know what I'm noticing here now? And so Angela and I do not know this person at all. We just, as you saw, we grabbed it from New York Times. And so we are seeing this for the first time as well, which is kind of the idea here, to get our expertise in looking at this. But one thing I do notice here is this is from a series, The Masters and Mercenaries, and this is book 12.
Oh, wow. Okay. She's definitely doing some things with her books.
But then, but from the cover, I can't see, there's nowhere that says it's 12 or anything. And I wonder if that's, I guess, I mean, she knows what she's doing. She has 12 books going, but I'd be kind of curious. Oh, because if I just happen to find this book, I'd kind of like to know, oh, should I really read number 1 first? Does it matter? Or are these just all kind of just fun books that can be read in any order?
That's a great question. And yeah, so looking even further into the description, I like how she broke it down. Like the first paragraph is a fallen hero reborn, a love worth fighting for, their reunion under siege. Like that's very well done because those are kind of teasers that makes me want to actually read the longer text below it.
It is very well done, but it could be even better. It's all the same font size, and she does do italics, yippee, but there's not much for style going on here. We just have, a line, a short line, a paragraph, short line, paragraph, short line, paragraph. It's not bad. It's better than just big old paragraphs, but there's one room for improvement where just the design with a slightly larger font for that. Because I agree, a fallen hero reborn and a love worth fighting for, their reunion under siege. Great. Those are big, bold headlines, but they're just not very big here.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think the text could be larger, and I would definitely think that's more helpful because I am a scanner. I tend to scan things when I look at them unless the text is really big and draws me in. So I definitely like that larger font size.
Speaking of larger font size, I can't, there's no larger image on the book cover because this top right blurb here, I can kind of read it if I look closely, but it's kind of blurry.
Hmm.
But if that is a really nice quote, then that would be worth making readable, or at least that I can click on this book cover and get a larger version of it so I could read it if I wanted to.
Yeah, and that's a good point because that goes back into the book cover design. When you're designing a book cover, you do want to make sure that if someone is looking at it from a computer, and that's the main way people are looking at books now, they pull it up on their computer screen. But you want to make sure that if the text is small, that there's a way to enlarge it so they can actually read it, or that you don't have that smaller text at all. Like everything is big enough to read at that smaller version.
Yeah, I can read it. But you or maybe on this recording, maybe people can't. You know what I also find kind of interesting is, and again, I don't know this person, but hey, if she's a New York Times bestseller, then she's doing great. But her name is pretty much the biggest thing on this cover, and maybe that's a good thing because she's maybe well known enough. Well, she's got 12 books, well known enough where that's the way to do it.
Yeah, I can see that being the point where the thing is her name, and if people see her name, they'll buy the book, and so I can see
Yeah.
why that would be the biggest thing on the cover.
Yeah. And so for you writers out there where your name is not quite as well known as Lexi Blake here, then something else might be bigger than your name. It might be a good idea to have something else bigger than your name on the cover, at least
Mhm.
for starters.
Yes.
Okay, should I scroll down a bit or see what else we got going? Because when I scroll, I can see that bar on the right that this is a really
Oh,
long
this is
page.
long. Oh, wow. Okay. Well,
Okay,
we
I'll come
are.
back up, but I just kind of wanted to see. Okay, that's really long.
Yeah.
Okay,
Great.
but
Well, the next thing when you start scrolling down, I like that she has her buy buttons right there. I think it's really important to have the buy buttons higher up on the page. I do wish they were bigger, that there was more space between them, and that she had included the logos as well, so that I would have that brand recognition if I'm a more visual person.
yeah, I agree. Pretty small and not terribly recognizable. And then looks like she's got a trailer. I'm just going to see if it plays right here, and I also want to see how long it is. Okay, that's really loud. Sorry. It's 39 seconds. Great.
That's perfect.
Looks like a real book trailer, and from the start of it here.
Ooh. Okay. Okay.
Okay, so we don't need to get into book trailers on this particular conversation, but it looks like it's professionally done, and who knows? Maybe it's just stock photos and some background music and some
Hmm.
text, And in fact, Angela, this would be a great topic for even an entire episode about book trailers and how and why and where on the page and stuff. But
Exactly.
she's got,
Yeah.
she's got it going on.
This is
Well,
perfect.
literally and figuratively here, and the got it going on in the in the video here for her romance.
Oh, yes. And this is romance, so what do we expect? Nothing less.
That's true. Okay, so we got the steamy trailer. Great, considering it is
Ooh,
a romance. Then next up is reviews,
good. I
and
like that she has reviews. Again, the font is really small and I wish it were bigger.
yeah,
Also, there is a lot of dead space or white space on the left-hand side of the page that I think could have been filled up.
yeah,
So I wish that it had been used in a different way than it is. The larger font, you could have used it. You could have put other graphics on that side. But yeah, other than that, the having the review section is fantastic.
yeah. However, when I first scrolled, I thought these were all reviews, but they're not. It's reviews is one, two, three.
Hmm. And
So
yeah,
yeah,
that's another thing that I think could have been done on this page. Like it's just very basic with the white background and text on top of it. And so far, it's all of the right elements that we look for in a book sales page. but the design of it is not as visually appealing as it could be. So, for
Yeah.
example, I would recommend having different backgrounds, even behind it, like even graphical backgrounds or a color background, just to break up these sections so that you know where you're at.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, and because it is a romance and she obviously spent the money on this video and maybe has the stock photography she could use, she could even just put in a graphical way, put that somewhere here, like you're saying, maybe with the reviews, and it's some, photo of some attractive woman on the on the area of the reviews here or something, or just
Yeah,
some scene from her book.
I can definitely see that, and that'll work very well. Just
Yeah.
including more visuals of what the reader is going to experience when they read the book.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, and then we get excerpt, chapter 1, Dallas, 18 months later, raise his weapon. Okay, so excerpt.
And that full-on excerpt right here, this is definitely what makes this page so long, because people can
Yeah.
read it right here. Um, I almost would have wanted to cut down on the length of this by having it in an expanded box, so you could start reading it and then click read more, and it expand to let you read the full excerpt versus just having it all pasted on that page.
Yeah. Yeah, this is so long, and and let's, if I read the whole thing and I'm really into it, then what? Now I'm here at the end, and let's say, wow, I love this. I want to buy this book. I've got to scroll back, way back up, and go find her buy buttons again. Which, of course, if I
Mm-hmm.
really want to buy the book, I can do. But if I'm already down here and she's got me hooked, then I want to be able to buy this thing right away.
Yeah, I agree. So I think there are two things she could have done at the very end is, go ahead and have those purchase links again for people to purchase. And then
Yeah.
secondly, go ahead and have a way for people to sign up for more. She has her newsletter at the very end in the actual footer, that I think she could have even pulled that out onto the page and really highlighted it and told people, if you sign up for the newsletter or my email list, since newsletter isn't a word that people really want to hear anymore because it just sounds so outdated. Uh,
Yeah.
but there are incentives. They get to hear more about the stories. They get to learn more about the characters. There's a reason for signing up other than, maybe some updates every now and then from her.
Yeah. And if this really is book 12, then at the very least, it could be sign up to hear when book 13 is out,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
or something interesting. If she's got 12 books under her belt, and she's got a lot going on, and she could, I'm sure, like you're saying, things more in depth about the characters, or if she's got some fans who have followed all these books, there's loads of stuff uh, I would sign up for, to hear more about maybe the behind the scenes, or some secret chapters, or deleted scenes, or whatever. There's all kinds of ideas of ways to get people to sign up for your not newsletter. Way to sign up for your mailing list.
Yeah, so overall, I think, she has most of the elements that we would look for on the page. There's definitely a lot she could do to take it to the next level, and just really encourage people that do come across this specific page, instead of finding her elsewhere, to go ahead and become fans and make that purchase.
Yeah, yeah, great. All right, Lexi Blake. We'll be looking forward to seeing book 13 and seeing what you're doing with that book sales page, maybe on some future episode.